Y'all were at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were intimate.
Yes, we were.
Did you use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool, and that's something I stand by.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wrap your tool. Come on.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey. Intercourses.
Intercourses is
Sexual
wild.
intercourse.
So that's more than once?
It was like three times that night. So.
Yeah, it was,
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah, like I said.
He dozed off. I went ahead and took his condoms out of the trash, and I used a syringe and inserted his sperm inside of me. I looked it up online. I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
It's your oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a great one for you here today. And if you thought that some women lying about DNA tests were already bad, buckle up because you have not seen anything yet. The video that we're about to watch is also one of those rare moments where the truth finally comes out and justice actually is served. This one is an absolute win for men who've been taken advantage of, lied to, and manipulated through the system. So sit back, pay attention, take notes, because stories like this don't just entertain, baby. They also educate. So let's get active. Without further ado.
This is the case of Lightfoot versus Adams. Mr. Lightfoot, you are suing Ms. Adams for $3,500 for emotional distress after you say you were trapped into having a baby with her. Is that correct?
yes.
Okay, now, Ms. Adams, you say what's in your house belongs to you.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I'm intrigued. Mr. Lightfoot, tell the court what happened.
Yeah, like you said, Your Honor, I'm suing Tanya for theft and emotional distress for $3,500. I known her for just a little bit of time, and in that little bit of time, we had a one-night stand, and she got pregnant from what my homie...
Oh, hold on, okay. That's a lot. So you met her. Take me back. How did you all meet?
So I met her in a grocery store. From what I know, is she's a manager at a grocery store or whatever. I was with my homie, Michael, and we were just picking up some crab legs for a barbecue and stuff.
Now I'm hungry, but so you're in there, you're in the grocery store, you're shopping for what you guys gonna have for the barbecue.
Okay.
And you meet Ms. Adams?
Yeah, I met Tanya Adams. My friend Michael, he known her before, and
All
so
right.
he kind of introduced me to her. I thought she looked good. This was like, wow, this was like 2 years ago.
Okay, so you saw her at the grocery store, you thought she was pretty?
Yeah. He
right.
knows I like to date like kind of like older women.
All right.
And so I saw Tanya.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I saw Tanya. I chopped it up with her a little.
Let's be real, though. You like to date older women, but this right here look like a gan, baby. She look like she's like 65 with a full glam team trying to hide it, all right? But let's proceed.
Got her number, this and that, and we've been talking for quite some time, but I didn't we just kind of like talked, and then eventually one night we kind of went out. I'd known her for about like maybe 6 months.
And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
So, Ms. Adams, you remember that day that Mr. Lightfoot was in the store with his friend, shopping for the barbecue, and you remember meeting them, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
He said he thought you were pretty. Did you think he was handsome?
Yes, Your Honor.
All
course
right,
he did.
Now, I don't really think it's appropriate to ask a woman her age. I'm never afraid to say mine. But if you don't want to say your age, that's fine. But what is the age difference?
I'm 40, so there's like
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay, so 12 years age difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
If she's 40, I'm a newborn, baby. You just gonna just lie like that. She already has a propensity to lie. But my young scholar, you believed her when she dropped that baby up on you. By the way, the internet applauds relationships like this, but had the genders been flip-flopped, that man would be shamed into infamy and they'd act like he was a PDF file.
So 12 years, and you thought he was handsome as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you all exchanged numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now you at work?
I'm at work.
You the manager?
I'm the manager. I'm the store manager, yes.
All right, and was getting numbers too?
Well, the thing is, Michael always comes to our store, and we know each other pretty well.
You had a mutual friend?
Yes, we had a mutual friend, yeah. And I'm single, and I was interested, so I thought it couldn't hurt to get to know him.
And so the one-night stand, you all were friends talking back and forth. You had
Yeah.
a one-night stand. Where was the one-night stand?
At my house.
So
She done dropped that Thundercat on him, you heard? My boy she had the toes curled up behind his neck. He didn't know what to goddamn do with that. She's got experience, in other words.
y'all were at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
And you all were intimate.
Yes, we were.
Did you use protection, Mr. Lightfoot?
Of course, I was always raised to use protection. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool, and that's something I
Don't
stand
be a
by.
fool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Wrap your
the
tool.
tool?
Come
Yeah.
on.
I'm gonna remember that one, honey.
Yeah. So I was always
Okay.
taught, you know, and that's what I make sure when I was with her, that I used protection, even though I didn't want to, but I knew this was the most responsible thing to do at the time.
All right.
And so, like, I'm a very busy person. I do stocks. I work in the office. And so, you know, during that time, like, yeah, we were talking, but, like, you know, it was a while ago. That's not who I am anymore. But I was talking to a few different women, and she invited me over, and we happened to have sexual intercourses.
Intercourses?
Intercourses is
Sexual
wild.
intercourse.
So
I'm
that's
sorry.
more than
It
once?
was like
Well, yeah,
three times that night. So.
Yeah, it was.
You said a few times?
Yeah, that's why I like the younger men.
Oh, well, all right.
Yeah, like I
So,
said,
you
the desperation to get them wrinkled innards tapped, right? Like, it's a perfect fit, right? You got an older 304 and you got a younger man who's got more testosterone than the man of her age. Match made in heaven, right? Until she stops at nothing to keep you in her life. Let's go.
like the younger men, so you had sex a few times that night, but every time was protected.
Yes, ma'am.
So why are we here today? If you had protected sex, you say in your complaint, Mr. Lightfoot, that she trapped you into having a baby.
Well, because what happened was, it was like, I had met her, and then, like, I don't know, like 9 months, 8 months later or whatever, my homie tells me that, you know, Tanya, she pregnant? And I was like, what do you mean she pregnant? But I didn't really think anything of it. It was just like something brief. And then next thing you know, he tells me that he sees a picture of Tanya's baby, and it looks like me and this and that.
Wait,
The
hold
homie was
on
hitting
now.
too.
So after you all have this one-night stand, it was like a real one-night stand
Yeah,
where
I kinda
y'all didn't
ghosted
even
her.
talk anymore.
Yeah, because I was very busy, and like I said, during that time, Your Honor,
Yeah.
I was talking to a few different women.
And
so
he just stopped talking to
And
me
so, like,
altogether. He totally ghosted me.
kind of told her that I'm a very busy person, like, for work and this and that, and I wasn't
Yes.
kind of like.
Did
looking
that
for
hurt
nothing.
your feelings that he didn't call back anymore, Ms. Adams?
Of course it did. Yes, yes.
And see, that's why I always tell women, please watch out for these one-night stands, because I don't know what it is today. Young women always want to convince themselves, oh, what the man can do to the girl can do.
I let
And
her know
I get all
what
of
it
that.
was.
But somehow when we get in these situations, am I right, ladies? We do not like real one-night stands. We get offended when you don't call back, and the one-night stand, that's technically what it is. Mm-hmm. Am I allowed to say hit it and quit it?
I think so.
I said it, but I mean this with sincerity. If you don't want to have that kind of relationship, be very careful entering into situations where that's what you get.
Come on.
Because then the man moves on, you say he ghosted you,
Yeah.
your feelings are hurt.
Imagine being 73 and a half years old and now just understanding this very real, right? Like, like
Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
modern day feminism has played a nasty trick on these women. Let's go.
But you really wanted him to call back because you were interested in having more of a dating, continuous relationship. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, which is
All right.
what the impression I got was going to be, we're going to have a relationship. I didn't know he was just going to just...
Well, how you
ghost
get
me
that
just like
impression?
I
You didn't
told
even
her.
get
You had a
invited
one-night
over for the
stand.
family.
Exactly, Your Honors. Delusional.
Delusional.
No, not delusional.
No, I'm really not even
We
being
were talking,
being
we had-
mean. My point is this. it's also about in the courting and you understanding what it was about. Did you all used to date outside of the bed? Like, did you all go out on dates before this?
Never. I talked to her small talk, like off and on here and there, and then it was just one night I just happened to invite her out. So let's go out, have a good time, have a few drinks. She invited me over to her crib, have more drinks, and that just led to something else, you know? And I had
So now,
told her
I gotta ask you, Mr. Lightfoot, before I move on, because I already know what's going on here. Were you kind of giving her an idea that perhaps this could be more than a one-night stand? Were you doing some sweet talking to try to get her in the bed?
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? So
You
like,
got all the
The
same.
answer is yes.
well, like at the end of the day, I felt like I kind of kept it real with her. I kept it a buck. I was kind of telling her, like, she was telling me that she wanted a family, but I was telling her, I did want a family, but not right now, not at
Okay, so you all had
time.
these conversations.
Yeah, we
He
kind
didn't
of
say
talked about it a
nothing
little bit.
not right now.
I didn't
He
really
knew
want a
how I
relationship.
felt. I told him exactly how I felt.
So take me to this whole baby thing. So you have a one-night stand where you use protection, and what happens?
Well,
How'd
he
the baby
dozed
come?
off. He dozed off. I went ahead and took his condoms out of the trash, and I used a syringe and inserted his sperm inside of me. I looked it up
Stealing.
online. I see how to do it. This is my property, man. You left it in my house. That's my property.
It's your you're
So if
saying
I leave my wallet at your crib, now it belongs to you? You gonna start taking my cards and start spending my money just
Man,
because
like
it's
I
at your
said,
crib?
Yo,
wait a
you
minute,
wasn't
Ms.
even-
Ms. Adams.
you
Now
ghosted me.
that
I wanted to tell
rationale, that line of thinking. So you said to yourself, he left and the condom is still in the trash can. You didn't flush it down the
No,
toilet?
he dozed off.
No,
That's a lesson you learned.
Yes, you're right, Your
Okay,
Honor.
you was today
You gotta
years
destroy
old
the material.
when you learned that.
I was
Yeah.
young and dumb. I should have listened to my mom. She always told me, if you go somewhere, take all your belongings with you when you leave.
You know
and
the
I
risks
should have never left
involved.
my
You knew the
condoms
risks
there.
involved in the
And-
first place.
All
when
right,
you
so-
first-
This is
hold
so
on.
crazy. Listen, the young lady in the predator haircut utilized the internet to figure out how to artificially inseminate herself at home and yet had the audacity to say that it was her property. That level of delusion is beyond diabolical, but also this is a fair point in it that your seed as a man is one of your most valued possessions. You cannot be leaving it out here willy-nilly, letting it off into women that you barely even know, or even letting it off into a latex condom and not disposing of it correctly. There are women out there that are trying to utilize your seed in order to trap you, and I think that this happens way more often than what gets reported. For the 37 women that are watching this video right now, send this to the young men that are in your life that you love because they need to know this information. Let's proceed.
Hold
in the bed with
on.
me.
Now I want to understand this. So you're saying he left the condom, but it was in the trash, and you just took it upon yourself to say, well, you know what? If he left it behind, then it's mine.
Well,
Nasty.
See, I got
Listen
sayings
to me.
too.
Your Honor, I was previously married a few years back, and I had 2 miscarriages, and everybody that know me knows how bad I want a child, okay? And my time is short. Okay, at this age, I need to hurry up and have
Your
my
clock
child.
is ticking.
You got that right.
Almost topped.
Yes.
I got it.
Okay,
I had
so-
my son at 41, so I do understand that.
So I had my opportunity. I saw my opportunity and took it. I decided I wanted a baby.
Okay, so you testified in open court that you saw an opportunity with some sperm from a young man still in your trash, and you decided you were going to take it.
Yes, ma'am.
You know that sperm jacking is a thing, don't you?
Yes, it is.
I never heard of that.
You just said you looked it up.
Well, I looked it up on the internet, but I didn't know it was a thing.
So when you looked it up, you should have looked up to see that this is really happening and it's an issue.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you are admitting in open court that you did not ask Mr. Lightfoot's permission. You all never discussed and agreed to have a child together. You took it upon yourself because the condom was still there.
We discussed it, and now he's saying that he was
never
against
agreed
it.
to have
But he
a
was
child, Your
telling
Honor.
me, yes,
I know
that's
I look good.
He was
I know I got
he was
muscles,
down
I
with
look
it.
fit.
No, you was
What
down with it.
muscles,
You know
boy?
you was
Now
down
you
with
done
it.
took it too far. I was
My
here
shirt
for
a little
all
thick.
your little sayings, but now you done talked about these muscles. Now hold on. Listen, Mr. Lightfoot, what I want to understand from you is, you're saying that after this one-night stand, you never contacted her again, and then all of a sudden, a few months later, then you see your friend. This is your witness?
Yeah, my homie.
Please
yeah.
stand up, sir. I
My
want to
homie
hear
Michael.
from you, because this is a mess.
Hello, Your Honor. How are you
Please
doing
state
today?
your name for the court.
My name is Michael Lofton.
All right, Mr. Lofton, how do you know Mr. Lightfoot?
I know Stuart from college. You know, we played football together. He was my quarterback. I had been there already a couple of years. I was a receiver. And when he came, we just instantly
Okay, so
clicked.
you all have been together for a while, quarterback and receiver.
He and I have.
Yes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Right, right. You and him, not you and Ms. Adams.
Exactly.
I get that.
Not like that now. You know, we broke some touchdown records together.
Okay.
That's it.
Nothing else together.
Yeah, introduced them. You know, I thought that she would be a good influence on him. I thought that this would be an
I was a good
opportunity.
influence.
No,
I
you
was
out
a
here
good
stealing
influence.
semen. It's
All
not.
right, let
it's
him
not okay.
testify, Ms. Adams, because you
Yes.
don't already testify to
Yeah.
what you did. What evidence do you have related to the emotional distress?
I had to take like therapy sessions. I
Okay,
went to
let me have
therapy.
that.
And I can attest to that, Your Honor, because I would take him back and forth to his therapy sessions.
I was tripping, Your Honor. Like I'm thinking I'm having protected sex. Like I'm thinking I'm like screwing up
You
out here.
ghosted
Like and so
me,
I
I
needed to
ghosted
talk
you
to
back.
somebody
She
about like
punished
what's
You're
going on with
thinking
me
you're
internally.
being a responsible player, right? Because
that
you,
time,
you're
yes.
out there doing your thing, but you're using protection consistently.
Yes.
And you didn't see this coming.
Yep.
I
And
didn't
now
see this
here's
coming.
an older woman that's admitting to you,
I was taken advantage of.
I
No.
took the sperm
No.
and I used it to have the baby.
Yes. Now it's
But
like
we ain't never had no paternity test.
no. I paid
Okay.
to get one done. I just feel like I was taken advantage of because at the end of the day, like I
You know
would
better.
take
You know
care
what
of
you
my
was
child
getting
if
into.
I have a
You know all
child.
the risks involved
But see-
when you having sex with somebody, and condoms are
Well,
not 100%
no, Miss Adams,
either.
hold on
I
now, hold
understand
on
that.
now. Because
But-
you over there, you the older woman, but you
Exactly.
giving bad advice.
Like
Terrible.
If
they ain't ever be my
you
mama.
have sex with someone and use a condom, and you throw that condom away, there should be a reasonable expectation
Right.
that
Going to the county
that
now.
means that it's trash. It's not for you to dig back out, take a syringe, and inseminate yourself. That's called sperm jacking. That's why I asked you, did you read about it? And you know you did. That's how you know how to do it.
Right.
She planned this.
You
Your
should have
Honor.
also read that that's against the law to do that.
Now she's admitting that she sperm jacked. How many out there are not admitting it? Now, what she's doing has an umbrella term associated with it, which is essentially forced fatherhood. The other ways that they force fatherhood is claiming that they're on birth control, but they actually are not. But the messed up thing is that forced fatherhood is actually not illegal, whether or not it's sperm jacking or lying about being on birth control. It falls into this gray area of assault and fraud, but again, there's not a specific penal code for forcing fatherhood.
Listen, in life, these life lessons are here for you to learn. I say all the time, your mistakes do not have to define you. They can refine you. That is for you, Mr. Lightfoot, and for you, Ms. Adams, because you know you wrong as the day is long. You ain't even making no sense. Now, my biggest question here is you had the paternity test, and thank goodness the court was able to retrieve those results, because I want to know if, in fact, Mr. Lightfoot is the child's father before I rule in this case. So with that said, let's get to these results.
She's crying. I get it.
In the case of Stuart Lightfoot versus Tanya Adams, as it relates to the child born to Tanya Adams, Mr. Lightfoot.
Your Honor, I'm willing to be a father if it's my baby. Like I don't want people to think, I don't even want her to think like if it's my child, then I'm willing to like stand up on my 2 feet and be a man and be a grown man, because I don't want to be a statistic, another black father out here running around not taking care of his kid, because I wasn't raised like that. I just feel like she hasn't given me that opportunity.
I appreciate that. And in this
We all appreciate that, but she deserves to be in jail.
case, it has been determined by this court that you are not the father.
Wow. Wow. So that means
Now,
you did
Miss-
this to somebody else?
Hold on now. Hold on. We're not at the club, so
I'm
let's
sorry.
not be dapping
I'm
up
sorry.
because this is very serious.
Yes, ma'am.
And while I understand that it is a relief to you, let's be respectful. Ms. Adams,
Yes, Your Honor.
I saw as soon as I read those results, you just fell over that podium. Mm-hmm. There are certain seasons in our life when maybe we lose ourselves. Maybe we're so desperate to have a child that we do things that are outside of the bounds of decency and the law, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And our moral compass. So it has been determined by this court, Ms. Adams, you have admitted in open court that you did steal the semen. Even though Mr. Lightfoot was not, in fact, your child's father, you admitted in open court that you did, in fact, steal the semen. That did cause him emotional distress. He did have to go to therapy. And for that reason, you are responsible. So in addition to having this beautiful child, do you know who the father is?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're right.
Well, I'll tell you this. I hope you do. And if you need to make sure of that, do what's necessary to establish paternity for your baby, because at the end of the day, the baby will be looking at you at some point. Like, where is my father? And that's on you. Okay? It has been determined by this court judgment for the plaintiff for $3,500. Court is adjourned.
Okay. Now, while the judge doesn't like dapping up and him showing his boy some love after he's been through this hardship and this pain,
Wow.
I don't necessarily agree. Within my comment sections, you guys let me know exactly how it is that you feel about this. But I'm going to pause right here because I love this screenshot right here, right? It's the praying hands. It's the boy that's in disbelief. And it's the clown psycho demon semen with her head bowed down in regret. Now, what's crazy is that her head is bowed down right now because the man that she wanted to be the father of her child was not, which makes this even more disgusting. And if I was to guess, she probably tried the same exact insemination technique that she tried on this guy right here. But also think about the amount of anguish, heartache that the young man went through. Although he won to only receive $3,500, I don't think is enough justice. We live in a time period where accountability apparently is selective. So I think that it's appropriate that we bathe together as a community in her tears of sadness. To not have a single law that addresses this madness is absolutely absurd. And again, reflects the unevenness or how broken the current system is when it comes to reproductive responsibility or even just men's rights. So for all of my G's that are watching this content, let this be a lesson. Value your seed, value your peace, and never underestimate the lengths of what some people will go through for their own personal gain. Because the truth is that justice may not always come in time, but wisdom will help you protect from the evilness around you. All right, guys, that's my thoughts for this particular piece of content. Hopefully you enjoyed the lessons for the video here today. Shout out again to Aura for sponsoring this video. As I look at crazy ass, this is just give me those tears. Just makes me feel so good. But the more that I go over this crazy ass content and I see these crazy ass people that exist within our world, the more that I know that it is important to remove your private information off of these public websites. I trust Aura to do that for me. So link to it down in the description box down below in order to get a free trial. At least see if your information has been exposed. But guys, tell me what you think about the content that I presented to you here today. I cannot wait to see your thoughts. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, peace.
So, without further ado, MTR, cut through the BS like we in charge. No cap with the rappers like steel bars. I'm packing and rapping like here we are. Mediocre tutorial reviews. Like, comment, share my views. Come up and I paid my dues. Big step in my black way shoes. MTR, he break it down, yeah, it's MTR. Check out the sound when it's MTR. No one put it down like it's MTR.